Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Drug Addiction, Treatment, Recovery and Relapse, where we looked at the vexing issue of relapse following addiction treatment. Today we are going to look at the issue of prisoners, people who are in prison for various crimes. And many of these crimes have been committed under the influence of drug addiction. This series of talks is taken from my book Ask Us About Rock Bottom, available now on Amazon Kindle, and it talks about real life characters who have undergone the process of addiction, treatment and relapse. Many of us have a belief that prisons are clean places where drugs are not available. This was what many people thought when Jamal, our character of today, Jamal is 42 years old, found himself jailed after he was kicked out of the USA for being caught in possession of drugs. Here in Kenya, he got into prison and very soon discovered that prison was full of drugs. He did not recover, he became worse. And how do these drugs come in? Because of the kind of money involved. The prison guards themselves are the ones who are facilitating this kind of trade. We have heard of so many illegal trades going on in our prisons, but the one about drugs always keeps on being swept under the carpet. And the prisoners who get there keep on getting into drugs. And you wonder, how come somebody who was in jail for 5 years in a situation where you expected there will be no alcohol comes out worse off as far as addiction is concerned? In the prison, the idea of rehabilitating the prisoners was thrown out of the windows a long time ago. Prisons are places where prisoners are punished. The idea here is punitive, punish them as much as possible. The idea of rehabilitation is only in the minds of a few officers. Jamal's case takes us also through another factor of addiction. Jamal grew up a Muslim, became a Muslim after getting employed by a Muslim-based Muslim company. It was the people who were doing transport between Kenya and the East African and the Great Lake region. And in the process, he got influenced and changed his faith. And for many years, he had managed to stay off drugs. But as we have said before in one of our earlier episodes, we said that the Quran itself talks about camel, which is grapes. It does not talk about the other drugs. And we have also mentioned that countries such as Pakistan, Afghanistan are places where most of the world's opium comes from. So Jamal becomes a user of these hard drugs, albeit that he is of the Muslim faith. And addiction among the Muslim faith is so well hidden because of the secrecy that surrounds this community. So it was too late by the time his people discovered, and this problem became worse. As we said, he had managed to go to the USA and he was deported back and ended up in prison. Now how are we going to solve this problem of having people going to prison and coming out addicts? People coming out from prison should be clean, because prison should be a place of rehabilitation. What has happened is prisons are no longer rehabilitating, they are punishing. And by punishing, they are making the situation worse. The other problem should be taken over with the judiciary. The judiciary is so keen to send people to prison. The probation department should come in and look at people who have committed drugs-related crimes. And if these crimes are so minor, they are misdemeanors, they should avoid the issue of prisons. Sending them to prison which are overcrowded is simply compounding the problem. I hope that you will spread this message. Drug addicts are not criminals. Drug addicts are people who are sick, and you don't imprison sick people. Let us think about rehabilitation and treatment, and don't send all of us to prison, because even the punishment is making this issue worse. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope you will subscribe and share with your friends as we continue in this journey of trying to figure out what to do about this disaster that is in our midst, that is called addiction, and that has defied all government, church, and societal efforts to eradicate. Thank you very much. Let us meet in the next episode. Thank you.